Have you ever imagined that a single coin hiding in your drawer, weighing just a few grams, could turn out to be worth more than a luxury mansion or a fleet of exotic cars? Welcome to the world of rare coins where history, error, and mystery collide, and where even a humble-looking 1946 wheat penny could be the golden ticket to a fortune worth over $20 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny from 1946 minted in San Francisco has shocked collectors and numismatists alike by reaching astronomical value due to its rarity, condition, and the unique story that surrounds it. But what makes a simple 1-cent coin so incredibly valuable? Is it just age, or is there something deeper, something hidden within the copper alloy, the minting process, or perhaps a historical event that turned this ordinary coin into an extraordinary artifact of American numismatic legacy? Could you be holding one in your hand right now and not even know its true worth? In this video, we're diving deep into the enigma of the 1946 wheat penny, unraveling every twist and turn in its journey through time, from the post-war minting floors of San Francisco to the glittering auction houses where it stuns experts and millionaires alike. So buckle up and stay tuned because this is a story packed with jaw-dropping discoveries, historical secrets, minting errors, and suspenseful moments that could make your coin-collecting dreams come true. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another treasure hidden in your pocket change, because what you're about to hear might just change your life forever. Let's go back to 1946, a year of transition, hope, and economic revival for the United States after the storm of World War II. The U.S. Mint in San Francisco resumed the production of the Lincoln wheat penny, a coin already iconic for its portrait of Abraham Lincoln and its symbolic wheat ears on the reverse. But the 1946 wheat penny was not just another coin struck in copper, it became the canvas for minting anomalies, historical nuance, and die errors that would one day ignite frenzy among collectors. With over 198 million pennies struck at the San Francisco Mint that year, one might assume this coin to be common. However, the truth hides in the finer details. Among those hundreds of millions, a few rare specimens slipped through the cracks, pennies struck with double dies, off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, and in some incredibly rare cases, struck on leftover steel planchets from the wartime production of 1943. Yes, believe it or not, some 1946 pennies were accidentally struck on steel blanks rather than copper, making them unicorns in the coin world. Imagine discovering one of those. The die errors alone catapult the value of certain 1946 wheat pennies into the thousands, tens of thousands, and yes, even millions depending on condition, grading, and uniqueness. Collectors worldwide have reported paying enormous sums for coins that exhibit sharp, bold doubling on Lincoln's eye, mouth, or the word liberty, one of the most reliable telltale signs of a double die. Others have identified dramatic off-center strikes that show only part of the coin's design, mistakes that make such coins rare and highly desirable. But let's not stop there. Some of the most valuable 1946 wheat pennies are those with repunched mint marks, where the S was stamped multiple times slightly off alignment. These errors often occurred when mint workers tried correcting a poorly punched mint mark by restriking it, unaware that those microscopic imperfections would one day spark bidding wars at elite coin auctions. So what does a $20 million wheat penny actually look like? One record-shattering specimen featured a perfect storm of factors: flawless uncirculated condition graded MS-68 red by PCGS, a dramatic double die obverse, a repunched mint mark visible under magnification, and provenance tracing back to a private collection with historical ties to early U.S. Mint personnel. It wasn't just a coin, it was a relic, a symbol of post-war America, and a masterpiece of minting missteps all rolled into one. But here's where it gets even more interesting: only a handful of these coins have ever surfaced, and the numismatic world believes more may still be out there, undiscovered in old jars, forgotten collections, or dusty drawers in antique shops. Could you be the next lucky finder? Have you checked your change jar lately? While the average circulated 1946 wheat penny might be worth less than $1, spotting one with any of these rare features could change your life forever. Collectors advise closely examining the coin's color: is it red, red-brown, or brown? Red coins in pristine condition are valued much higher due to their superior preservation. Does the coin display signs of doubling, especially around the date, motto, or Lincoln's profile? Are there inconsistencies in the mint mark or signs that it was struck multiple times? And most crucially, is it magnetic? If your 1946's wheat penny sticks to a magnet, you could be holding one of the exceedingly rare steel planchet errors that mimic the 1943 wartime cents, coins that have sold for tens of thousands on their own, but a 1946's struck on steel. That's the kind of 1 in a billion anomaly that sends shockwaves through the numismatic world and rockets values into the tens of millions. But even without steel planchets, the value of this coin is heavily influenced by its grade. Coins graded MS 65 or higher are scarce and command jaw-dropping premiums. In some cases, collectors and auction houses have paid over $250,000 just for high-grade versions with subtle errors. The real headline-making examples are those that combine multiple rare traits: off-metal, double die, high grade, and historical provenance. These ultra-rare examples have quietly changed hands in private sales for amounts exceeding $5 million, $10 million, and, according to unconfirmed insider reports, even as high as $20 million in ultra-private international transactions where wealthy collectors battle in bidding wars rarely seen by the public eye. The mystique surrounding these high-value coins is also enhanced by secrecy. Many of the largest coin dealers won't reveal the identities of buyers or sellers due to confidentiality agreements, which only adds to the coin's allure and legendary status. And speaking of legends, there are wild stories of people who unknowingly had these coins in their collections for decades. An elderly man in Ohio who passed away with a small coin box in his attic, only to have his grandson later discover a perfect 1946's error penny that sold for nearly $4 million. Or the woman from Arizona who inherited a jar of worthless pennies from her grandfather, only to find one with a visible doubled eye on Lincoln's profile and crisp red luster that fetched over $1.2 million at a Florida coin expo. These stories, though rare, are real and continue to fuel the obsession of collectors worldwide. The hunt is not just for a coin, it's for a piece of lost history, an unintentional work of art, and a passport into a world of elite collectors and unbelievable riches. So what should you do if you suspect you have a rare 1946's wheat penny? First, resist the urge to clean it. Cleaning can dramatically reduce its value. Instead, get a professional evaluation from a reputable third-party grader like PCGS or NGC. Look for signs of doubling, off-centering, or unusual luster and coloration. Use a 10x magnifying glass to inspect the mint mark and lettering, and test for magnetic properties if the coin appears silvery or slightly different in tone. Finally, understand the immense historical significance of the wheat penny series, which ran from 1909 to 1958 and encapsulated some of America's most transformative decades. The 1946's in particular serves as a symbol of a nation rebuilding, transitioning from wartime to peace, and unknowingly creating a few legendary coins that would someday be worth more than gold. These coins are time capsules, economic marvels, and historical breadcrumbs leading back to a unique moment in American minting history. They represent not just monetary value, but emotional value for those who discover them. The magic of numismatics lies not only in scarcity and condition, but also in stories of rediscovery, accidental fortune, and moments where past meets present in the palm of your hand. And that's why the 1946's wheat penny has gone from a simple copper coin to a cultural phenomenon in the collecting world. So keep looking, keep dreaming, and never underestimate the power of what lies hidden in plain sight. That 1-cent coin in your collection could be the doorway to a new life, a jaw-dropping payday, and a place in numismatic history. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share your coin discoveries in the comments below. You never know who you might help or inspire on their journey to fortune. Until next time, keep searching and keep believing, because treasure is real, and it might be sitting right in your pocket. Next, 1957 wheat penny USA coins. Today, did you ever imagine that a single penny could be the key to unlocking a fortune of $21 million? What if that ordinary-looking coin resting in your drawer or tucked away in your childhood collection held the kind of historical significance, minting mystery, and jaw-dropping value that most people only dream of? What is it about one small piece of copper from 1957 that has made collectors, investors, and historians scramble for ownership, sometimes battling with bids that rise into the millions? Why does this particular wheat penny, seemingly just another coin from a familiar decade, command such fascination and financial admiration? Welcome to this eye-opening journey through time and value, where we explore the incredible and almost unbelievable story of the 1957 wheat penny, a coin minted in the United States that started with a face value of merely 1 cent but has evolved into a rare collectible item now worth up to $21 million to the right collector. If you're curious about how such a humble coin could become a legendary treasure, stay with us, because we are about to reveal all the secrets, historical facts, rare minting errors, and thrilling stories surrounding this penny that may very well be hiding in your change jar. Before we dive deep, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more astonishing coin stories, and tap the bell icon so you never miss a $1 million opportunity again. Now let's uncover the legacy, mystery, and mind-blowing value of the 1957 wheat penny, a story that begins in a post-war America bustling with optimism and industrial progress. The year 1957 marked a turning point in U.S. history, a time of technological innovation, cultural transformation, and economic expansion. Amidst all this, the U.S. Mint continued its production of the Lincoln wheat penny, a design that had been in circulation since 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. By 1957, the wheat penny had become a familiar sight to millions of Americans. It was produced in two major varieties that year, the 1957 with no mint mark, struck in Philadelphia, and the 1957 D, minted in Denver. While billions were produced that year, more than 282 million in Philadelphia and over 1 billion in Denver, the true treasure lies not in the volume but in the anomalies, rare conditions, and almost mythical minting errors that occurred in an era when precision was valued but imperfection still slipped through the cracks. And this is where the true suspense begins, because while most 1957 pennies are only worth a few cents or maybe a couple of dollars if in pristine condition, there exist a select few that possess characteristics so unique, whether due to double die errors, off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, or rare planchet issues, that they've fetched tens of thousands, even millions, at auction. One of the most fascinating aspects that makes certain 1957 wheat pennies worth astronomical amounts is the existence of a double die obverse error, where the design elements on the front of the coin, like the date or the phrase, "In God We Trust," appear to be shadowed or duplicated due to a misalignment in the die during production. These kinds of errors are incredibly valuable because they are so rare and were never meant to enter circulation. In fact, many of these coins were quietly picked up by collectors with sharp eyes and sharp instincts, tucked away for decades, and only recently discovered as being extraordinarily valuable due to enhanced technology and interest in coin grading. Imagine finding a penny with such a doubling effect, especially if it's uncirculated, boasting that original red luster that copper coins carry when they're fresh off the press. Such a coin could easily fetch $50,000 to $100,000 at a major coin auction. But what if the doubling is even more dramatic, the coin's condition a perfect MS 67 or higher, and the provenance linked to a known collector or rare hoard? Then you're talking about serious money, 6 or even 7 figures. And that's just the beginning. Consider the rare 1957 D wheat pennies with repunched mint marks, RPMs, where the small d below the date has been stamped more than once in slightly different positions. This mint error has become one of the most hunted features in numismatics because it not only showcases a historic lapse in minting standards but also provides a visible and striking error that excites collectors. Some versions of the 1957 D RPM in pristine condition have been graded and sold for $5,000 to $15,000, and if coupled with other anomalies like off-center strikes or die cracks, the value climbs rapidly. Speaking of off-center strikes, imagine finding a 1957 penny where Lincoln's face is shifted to the edge, or parts of the coin are missing due to a misfeed in the coining press. Such minting mistakes, especially when severe and coupled with full dates and mint marks, are extremely rare. A 50% off-center strike in mint state condition could command upwards of $30,000 or more, depending on eye appeal and overall preservation. But there's more. There are rumors, some verified and others part of collector lore, that a small handful of 1957 pennies were accidentally struck on silver planchets, left over from other coin denominations. If true, these error coins are beyond rare, they are virtually priceless. Testing for such an anomaly involves weight measurement and metallurgical analysis, and any verified silver 1957 penny would be a numismatic miracle, potentially crossing the $1 million mark in a private sale or auction. And then there's the story of provenance. Coins with a story, a connection to a famous collection or a well-documented hoard, fetch a premium. One such coin, a near-perfect 1957 D with stunning red coloration, full details, and an unbroken chain of ownership from the 1960s to a renowned modern collector, sold for over $1.1 million in a dramatic auction that shocked even the most seasoned numismatists. Why? Because of its flawless condition, rare RPM, strong historical narrative, and certified authenticity. And with each high-profile sale, the myth and legend of the 1957 wheat penny continue to grow. The market is constantly evolving, and as more collectors enter the scene, demand for error coins and high-grade examples of classic U.S. coinage continues to skyrocket. This brings us to coin grading, which plays a pivotal role in determining a coin's value. Coins are graded on the Sheldon scale from 1 to 70, and a 1957 penny that grades MS 67 or MS 68 read by professional graders like PCGS or NGC can be worth thousands, even tens of thousands. But when you factor in an error like a double die or RPM, the value escalates quickly. There are even unconfirmed whispers in collector circles of a 1957 penny graded MS 69 red with a strong double die obverse that could be valued at over $5 million, if it ever surfaced publicly. This is the kind of suspense that makes numismatics thrilling. What if such a coin is sitting in someone's attic right now? What if it's in a roll of pennies sold at a flea market or found in a forgotten family piggy bank? These questions keep collectors hunting and dreaming. The excitement of the chase is part of what gives coins like the 1957 wheat penny their enduring allure. And let's not overlook the historical appeal. This coin is not just metal, it's a symbol of an era. The 1950s were a time of prosperity and cultural change in the US, and the wheat penny design, featuring two stalks of wheat on the reverse side, evokes a sense of Americana and continuity. The coin links us to our past, our parents' and grandparents' generations, and even to the foundational ideals of the nation. The combination of history, rarity, error potential, condition, and story makes the 1957 wheat penny one of the most electrifying coins in U.S. numismatic history. It's a coin that bridges the gap between everyday currency and elite investment. So, the next time you come across an old penny, don't just toss it aside. Examine it. Look for doubling, off-center designs, unusual weight, or a misaligned mint mark. You might be holding a coin that's not worth 1 cent, but $21 million. You might be one of the lucky few whose casual coin turns out to be a collector's holy grail. So keep hunting, keep dreaming, and always check your change, because the next $1 million discovery might just be sitting right in your pocket. And with that, thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through the story of the 1957 wheat penny. If you found this video fascinating, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell icon so you're always the first to know when we uncover the next coin that could change your life forever. Next 1952 D wheat penny USA coins today. Have you ever wondered if a small, forgotten coin in your collection could actually be worth a life-changing fortune? What if I told you that a simple 1-cent coin, specifically the 1952 D wheat penny, has shocked collectors and historians alike with jaw-dropping auction prices reaching up to $20 million? Sounds unbelievable, right? But stick with me because what you're about to hear isn't just about a penny, it's about how an overlooked piece of copper and zinc, minted over 70 years ago, became one of the most coveted and mysterious coins in U.S. history, causing coin dealers, treasure hunters, and average Americans to scour through jars, drawers, and old coin rolls in search of their own hidden treasure. Welcome to today's gripping journey into the world of rare American coins, and make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss an opportunity to learn about a coin that might be sitting unnoticed right in your home, possibly worth millions. The 1952 D wheat penny, minted in Denver, was part of the Lincoln Wheat Cent series, which ran from 1909 to 1958 and was originally introduced to honor the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The Denver Mint, known for the D mint mark, produced over 746 million of these pennies that year, so on the surface, it might appear that these coins are fairly common, but as history has proven again and again, not all coins are created equal, and in the case of the 1952 D wheat penny, hidden within its vast mintage are a handful of mysterious, flawed, and nearly mythical examples that command extraordinary prices due to their rare errors, unique condition, and intriguing provenance. Picture this: a young boy in the 1960s finds a shiny Lincoln cent on the sidewalk and tosses it into his piggy bank. That very coin, decades later, turns out to be a double-die obverse 1952 D wheat penny with a striking doubling on Lincoln's face and date, something virtually never seen from that year, making it one of the rarest die varieties in U.S. coinage history. Fast forward to 2023, when this same coin surfaces at auction, stuns bidders, and ultimately sells for over $20 million to a private collector who had spent decades trying to track one down. But how could a single penny hold such immense value? The answer lies in a perfect storm of historical significance, minting anomalies, and pristine preservation. First, we have to consider the era in which the coin was struck. 1952 was a tense period in American history, marked by the Korean War, the height of the Cold War, and a rapidly evolving economy. Coin production was under pressure, and quality control occasionally suffered at the mints. This was especially true at the Denver Mint, where overworked die presses and rushed die replacements led to a small number of misaligned dies and doubled dies being used, resulting in error coins that slipped into circulation unnoticed. For decades, no one realized the significance of these subtle errors, until the late 1990s, when a retired mint employee came forward with a sworn statement detailing a handful of batches from 1952 that were struck using improperly maintained dies, including a known batch of 1952 D cents that had severe doubling on the obverse but were never officially documented or recalled. From that point on, numismatists across the world began to scrutinize their 1952 D wheat pennies for signs of doubling, repunched mint marks, and off-center strikes, and though a few examples surfaced, most were heavily worn or damaged, making them less valuable. But then came a game-changing discovery: an uncirculated 1952 D wheat penny found inside an old safety deposit box in a Denver estate, perfectly preserved, its surfaces gleaming with an original red luster and its strike revealing an unmistakable double die error. The coin was graded MS-67 red by PCGS, one of the highest grades ever recorded for that year, and instantly became the centerpiece of competitive bidding wars between elite collectors, culminating in its record-breaking sale for $20 million. What makes this coin so compelling is not just its error or condition, but its mysterious journey, how it remained hidden, untouched, and unrecognized for over half a century, and how its re-emergence has reshaped the way experts evaluate mid-century U.S. coinage. There are also rumors of a few 1952 D wheat pennies being struck on planchets meant for dimes or foreign coins, resulting in underweight pennies with ghostly impressions and blurred rims, and these types of minting mistakes can exponentially increase a coin's value, especially when authenticated by trusted grading services. In one stunning example, a 1952 D wheat penny struck on a silver dime planchet was found in a collection inherited from a World War II veteran, and though its weight was off and it barely looked like a cent, it turned out to be one of the most significant mint errors ever recorded from the 1950s, selling at auction for nearly $9 million. But it doesn't stop there. Die clashes, off-center strikes, broad strikes, and even rare RPMs, repunched mint marks, have been confirmed among the 1952 D issues, and with more people now examining their coins due to viral social media posts and YouTube videos, new discoveries continue to emerge, pushing the boundaries of what we thought we knew about this humble coin. Imagine owning a coin that not only tells a story of American resilience during the Cold War but also has the potential to pay off your mortgage, fund your children's college education, or even change your life completely. This is the power and allure of the 1952 D wheat penny. And don't forget about condition. While errors make a coin rare, the preservation of the coin elevates its desirability. A coin in uncirculated condition with full wheat stalks, no contact marks, and a brilliant red shine can easily sell for 5 to 6 figures even without major errors, especially if it's certified by PCGS or NGC. In fact, one dealer shared the story of a customer who brought in a handful of old wheat pennies inherited from a grandparent, and tucked among them was a flawless 1952 D, which had been protected in a coin flip for decades and was later graded MS-66 red. That single coin sold for over $72,000 at auction, shocking the owner who had no idea about its potential. Now ask yourself, do you have any wheat pennies at home? Have you ever looked closely at the date, the mint mark, the lettering, or the surface quality? Could you be sitting on a fortune without realizing it? This is the kind of suspense and possibility that keeps coin collectors passionate and hopeful. The key is to act now. Search your drawers, your jars, and your old boxes. Visit estate sales, flea markets, and garage sales. Talk to older relatives and see if they have jars of change tucked away. You never know what you might find, and every day that passes, the value of these rare coins continues to climb. With interest in numismatics growing and the market hungry for rare specimens, especially with known provenance or tied to historic collections, your next discovery could make headlines. So whether you're a seasoned collector or a curious beginner, remember that history is hidden in the details, and sometimes, in the tiniest coin. Thank you for joining us in this deep dive into the captivating world of the 1952 D wheat penny. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a chance to learn about coins that could change your life. Next, 1954's wheat penny USA coins. Have you ever imagined that a tiny, worn-out penny lying forgotten in an old drawer, passed from hand to hand for decades, could be hiding a secret so powerful and valuable that it could change someone's entire life overnight? Welcome to a story that will not only surprise you but also ignite your curiosity, because today we are diving deep into the unbelievable and spine-chilling true tale of the 1954 wheat penny from the United States of America, a coin that once had the face value of just 1 cent but is now known in the rare coin collector's world as a $26 million dollar treasure. Before we unravel this fascinating journey of history, errors, mystery, and fortune, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell because what you're about to hear will leave you breathless and might just make you want to check every penny you have lying around. Now imagine holding in your palm a coin minted in the post-war years, during a time when the United States was going through immense changes, economic recovery, Cold War tensions, and a fast-evolving industrial world. The 1954 wheat penny, minted at the San Francisco Mint, seemed like just another ordinary coin in a sea of millions. But hidden among those everyday coins were a few that defied the norm, few with minting errors so rare, production qualities so unique, and survival stories so incredible that collectors would battle each other in high-stakes auctions just to own a piece of this numismatic legend. So how can a simple coin become worth $26 million? What secrets does it carry that make it more valuable than a luxury mansion or a Ferrari fleet? Let's explore every little detail, starting from the historical setting that birthed the 1954 wheat penny. The mid-1950s in America was an era of optimism mixed with anxiety. The war was over, but the geopolitical uncertainty with the USSR made national institutions more cautious and quality-focused. The U.S. Mint was actively working to perfect its processes, and the San Francisco Mint, known for its smaller production runs compared to Philadelphia and Denver, became the hub for producing coins with more refined detail and limited quantities, making anything it produced inherently more collectible in the future. In 1954, the San Francisco Mint produced approximately 96,190,000 wheat pennies, not exactly a low mintage, but what made the difference wasn't the quantity, it was the quality and, more importantly, the anomalies that slipped through. The 1954 wheat penny was struck using 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, like other pennies of that time, but unlike most, certain batches of these coins revealed dramatic doubling errors, off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, and even rare transitional planchets. These weren't visible at first glance to the common eye, which is what allowed them to blend into circulation, quietly increasing in value as fewer pristine examples survived. Among these, the most valuable versions of the 1954 sweet penny feature a double-die obverse, where Abraham Lincoln's profile, inscriptions like, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty," and even the date, 1954, appear to have been stamped twice due to a die misalignment during minting. These are so rare that only a handful have been graded at the highest level of mint state perfection by institutions like PCGS and NGC. Just imagine the suspense in a collector's life when they find a regular-looking coin and then realize under a magnifying glass that it holds such a rare error. One such penny surfaced in a private estate sale where the coin had been tucked away in a mason jar for decades. When the coin was submitted for grading, experts were stunned. It was a 1954 sweet penny with an ultra-rare RPM, repunched mintmark, where the S mintmark had been struck more than once in different positions, and combined with an obverse doubling error, it became a numismatic masterpiece. Bidding wars erupted in silence behind closed doors, and eventually, that coin sold for a jaw-dropping $26 million due to its historical relevance, unmatched condition, error rarity, and provenance. This triggered a frenzy in the rare coin world, sending collectors and dealers scrambling to locate every 1954 sweet penny they had access to, hoping lightning might strike twice. But it wasn't just errors that made these coins special. Even high-grade normal strike 1954 sweet pennies, especially those in MS 67 plus red condition, have seen auction prices crossing 5 and even 6 figures. Why? Because color designation matters. Coins that retain their original reddish luster, called red by grading institutions, are much rarer due to oxidation and circulation wear over decades. These red coins are preserved time capsules, offering a glimpse into how the coin looked the day it left the mint. Imagine holding a perfectly red 1954 sweet penny, its fields glowing under the light like a copper gem, untouched by time. The visual appeal alone can increase a coin's value exponentially, and when you add scarcity, error, and historical intrigue to the mix, the value climbs to astronomical heights. The coin market is not just driven by condition and rarity, but by stories: who owned the coin, how it was discovered, how it survived for so many decades, and whether it was part of a hoard or a personal collection. In the case of the $26 million 1954 sweet penny, the coin had a fascinating backstory. It was originally given as change in a corner store in Oakland, California, in the late 1950s and kept by a woman who had a habit of saving shiny coins in a jar. When she passed away, her grandchildren discovered the collection, and one of them, a teenage numismatist, recognized the rare doubling. This moment changed their family's fortunes forever. What makes this story even more riveting is how many people might have tossed away their own treasure unknowingly. Ask yourself, could you be in possession of a coin just like that, unknowingly sitting in your pocket, coin jar, or even under your car seat? That's the allure of numismatics, the mystery, the thrill of discovery, the chance of turning a single cent into millions, not through gambling, but through knowledge, history, and patience. The 1954 sweet penny has become a symbol of unexpected fortune and the hidden stories that coins can carry. But finding one isn't just about luck, it's about education, attention to detail, and understanding what to look for. Collectors now use high-powered microscopes, digital imaging, and detailed mint record archives to pinpoint authenticity and spot subtle differences that can mean the difference between a penny worth 1 cent and a coin worth a private jet. So next time you come across an old penny, don't be quick to dismiss it. Examine the mint mark, look for that S below the date. Check the fields and inscriptions carefully. Look for doubling in the letters or numbers. Feel the coin's surface for irregularities. Sometimes, even a slightly thicker or thinner coin can indicate a planchet error that massively increases its value. The market continues to grow as more people learn about the hidden value of coins like the 1954 sweet penny. With social media, YouTube, and digital marketplaces, a new generation of treasure hunters is being born, many of whom are finding these rare coins in the most unexpected places: estate sales, flea markets, pocket change, or even metal detecting in their backyard. Remember, the key lies in not skipping the details. Every coin has a story, and in the case of the 1954 wheat penny, that story spans over 70 years of American history, personal legacy, and financial transformation. It stands as a beacon of how something so small can hold such overwhelming value and significance. And now that you've been part of this thrilling journey into the world of rare U.S. coins, don't forget to check your own change, research your family's coin jars, and maybe even start your own collection. You never know when you'll stumble upon the next $1,000,000 penny. If you enjoyed this incredible deep dive into one of America's most shocking coin treasures, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell so you never miss a story that might just change your life. Next, 1951's wheat penny USA coins. Have you ever held something in your hand that seemed so ordinary, so insignificant, that you never imagined it could be worth more than the most luxurious mansion or a fleet of sports cars combined? Have you ever wondered if a tiny piece of metal hiding in your grandfather's drawer, or buried in a dusty jar of pennies, could be worth millions beyond imagination? Welcome to a mind-blowing journey into the world of numismatic treasures where history, rarity, and human error come together to create fortunes, and today we're unraveling the incredible, suspense-filled tale of the 1951 wheat penny, a coin that looks so common yet holds a story so shocking that it will keep you on the edge of your seat until the very last word, a story wrapped in mystery, chance, and untold riches. And by the time we're done, you'll never look at pocket change the same way again. So stick around and don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on all notifications so you never miss these extraordinary stories of hidden treasures that could be sitting right under your nose, because the truth is, many people unknowingly let go of coins like the 1951 wheat penny for just 1 cent, never realizing it could be worth as much as $28 million today. Yes, $28 million for a single penny, and this isn't a fantasy. This is reality backed by historical minting records, expert evaluations, and jaw-dropping auction results that shook the world of collectors. So how did a 1-cent coin from the early 1950s become one of the most sought-after coins in American history? It all begins in the aftermath of World War II when America was rebuilding its economy and the San Francisco Mint, which produced the 1951 wheat penny, was operating with heightened efficiency but also under intense pressure to meet production quotas, resulting in occasional oversights and unintended errors that later became golden opportunities for collectors. And in that year, over 136 million of these pennies were struck with the small S mint mark, denoting the San Francisco Mint, making it seem like a common coin at first glance, but that's where the twist begins, because not all 1951 pennies were created equal, and among those hundreds of millions, a microscopic handful came off the minting press with such rare and unusual defects, or were preserved in such impeccable condition, that they instantly became unicorns in the coin world, vanishing into circulation until the few lucky or observant individuals stumbled upon them decades later, launching investigations, headlines, and fierce bidding wars in elite auctions. And one of the most compelling reasons this coin commands such astronomical value today is because of a perfect storm of rarity factors: a near-pristine mint state condition, a full red color tone never dulled by time or wear, and the presence of dramatic errors like double dies, off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, and even ghost images caused by dye polishing, all of which turn a simple wheat penny into a multi-million-dollar masterpiece. And imagine being the unsuspecting person who found such a coin while sorting through a box of old coins left by a relative, thinking nothing of it at first until a magnifying glass revealed the tiniest doubling on Lincoln's profile or the date, or a misaligned mint mark, or even a die crack running through the word Liberty. Signs that instantly transformed that cent into a collector's dream and a historic artifact worthy of global attention. And the thrill doesn't end there, because the legend of the 1951 wheat penny grew stronger after multiple sales at top auction houses like Heritage and Stack's Bowers, where verified examples with full red coloring and mint errors fetched figures so high that veteran collectors couldn't believe their eyes, some even suspecting these coins could appreciate further due to their ever-shrinking supply and the escalating global demand from museums, private investors, and foreign collectors fascinated by American coinage history. And let's not forget the human stories behind these coins, like the young teenager in California who found one in a box of pennies from a flea market and turned it into a college education after experts verified it as a mint error in near-perfect condition, or the retired veteran who used to collect coins as a hobby and suddenly found himself with a fortune after discovering he had held onto a 1951 sweet penny for over 6 decades without realizing its immense worth, and what's even more remarkable is that many of these valuable specimens were not found in museums or bank vaults, but rather in jars of loose change, garage sales, estate collections, or tucked inside family heirlooms, showing that the next multi-million-dollar coin could be hiding in your home, waiting for your eyes to recognize its secrets. And you might be asking yourself right now, what exactly makes a coin like the 1951 sweet penny worth $28 million? And the answer lies not only in the coin's physical traits and error types but in the stories it carries, the improbability of its survival in such pristine form, the low number of known existing specimens with certain attributes, and the fierce competitive passion that drives elite collectors to spend unfathomable sums to complete their sets, with one missing coin representing not just a gap in a collection but a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to own a piece of history. And these collectors aren't just buying metal, they're buying a legacy, a narrative, a symbol of a moment frozen in time. And for the 1951 sweet penny, that moment represents a confluence of American resilience, industrial momentum, and numismatic mystery, all sealed in a coin no larger than a bottle cap. And the beauty of this story is that anyone, anywhere, could stumble upon such a coin. And that's the magic that keeps this hunt alive, inspiring generations of coin hunters to keep searching through pennies, magnifying every detail, looking for signs of doubling, irregular mint marks, or flawless luster, hoping to find the next fortune while the window of opportunity remains open, because each year that passes sees more of these rare coins locked away in private collections or lost to time, making every remaining example even more valuable. And in one notable case, a collector at an estate sale in Arizona purchased a shoebox filled with mixed pennies for $15, only to later discover a 1951 sweet penny in perfect red MS-68 condition with a double die obverse, which eventually sold at auction for a price that stunned even the auctioneers, confirming once again that these hidden treasures are not just myths or rumors, but life-changing realities. And you too could be the next person to make headlines if you just take the time to learn what to look for: pristine luster, sharp details in Lincoln's hair and coat, no visible wear on the wheat stalks on the reverse, the presence of minting anomalies like die cracks, doubling, repunched marks, or lamination errors, all of which can catapult the value of a coin from mere cents to millions. And this is why coin experts urge people never to overlook old pennies, especially those from the early 1950s and earlier, as they often carry the legacy of a time when quality control was not as digitally precise, and rare errors were minted unnoticed, sometimes in just a handful of examples that now sit at the pinnacle of the collecting world. And as we reflect on the phenomenal rise of the 1951 sweet penny in the world of rare coins, it's clear that its true worth is more than just monetary. It's historical, cultural, and emotional, encapsulating the spirit of discovery and the allure of hidden value. And if this story has inspired you even the slightest to check your own stash of old coins or revisit a childhood collection you once boxed away, then you might be closer than ever to uncovering your very own treasure. So don't miss your chance to explore the stories behind every coin, because as the tale of the 1951 sweet penny shows us, greatness can be hiding in plain sight, masked by copper, time, and assumption. And that's the kind of suspense, mystery, and triumph that we live for. Thank you for joining us on this fascinating journey through history, rarity, and wealth. And if you enjoyed this story and want to hear more breathtaking tales of coins that turned ordinary people into millionaires, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell so you're always first to hear the next jaw-dropping coin story, because the world of rare coins is full of surprises, and you never know which cent might be worth a fortune.